Vikings have been perfect, but would the Bucs stop here? It's the same old Rams, it's the same old Ravens, and the new old Chargers. The Jets, still living on the edge. Peyton's place, first. Troy was fine, until this. There's an encore performance on the world's biggest stage. Tiger would never lose to a weekend duffer, would he?
Anyone can shoot 62 in a heartbeat here.
NBA centers take note. Shaq Daddy's not happy yet.
One car is not enough. One house is not enough. So one ring won't be enough.
How about a kiss from Anna? Grab a seat. SportsCenter is next.
How about a championship for Anna? Hi, glad you're watching. He is Dan Patrick, and I'm Linda Cohn.
Ahead on the program, what would Corey Dillon do for an encore, and could Ricky Williams do it again for the Saints?
But first, Tampa Bay needing a win to stay in playoff contention. Minnesota needing a win to remain the NFL's lone unbeaten team. Let us go to Raymond James Stadium. Vikings looking to start the season 8-0. Warren Sapp, the 1999 Defensive Player of the Year, would kick-start it for the Bucs. Sapp, watch the arrow. Warren got some movement. The big guy busts through, hits Dante Culpepper, causing a fumble, and Marcus Jones would recover. Tough start for Culpepper and the Vikes. And that big play by Sapp led to this. Sean King, who came in with just 6 touchdown passes, had a career-high 4. Keyshawn Johnson, 6 catches, 121 yards, and that touchdown, 7-0 Tampa Bay. Second quarter, Vikings down 11, Culpepper. Randy Moss, not enough O's and smooth. Vikings trail by 4. Watch again. Moss, one-handed, great focus. Culpepper, 29 of 53 for 313 yards. Still second, Vikings down 11, Culpepper. Picked off. Tampa Bay's defense had 2 picks and 2 sacks of Dante. Derek Brooks takes it in for the score. 28-10 Tampa Bay. To the 4th after a 3rd down incompletion. Randy Moss just touches the official Lloyd McPeters, and Moss gets thrown out. Moss would say later, I didn't do anything wrong. It was like a couple of friends touching each other, like a handshake or something. Bottom line, the Vikings lose their first, and just like 1998, a 3-4 Tampa Bay team sends an undefeated Vikings team to their first defeat. The Bucs get 21 points off 3 Minnesota turnovers, and Sean King has 8 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the Bucs' 4 wins. Tampa Bay puts 40-plus points on the board for the 2nd time this season. They only had 3 40-point games in their first 24 seasons. Tampa back in the playoff hunt, and Keyshawn and Warwick Dunn are happy.
Being able to talk to Coach Dungy and talk to Sean King and talk to Les Steckel and tell them, you know, you got to let 19 and 28 eat. Let us eat till we fall to our face. And that's what they did today. They let us eat, and then we got everybody else involved, and it worked for us.
We're not discouraged at all. We're disappointed, but as I said before, this is not the first time that any of us lost, and so that's part of the game. I mean, you don't like it, and everybody would love to be undefeated, but it didn't work out that way.
So Sean King looks like royalty against the Vikings again. A year ago in a Monday night game, he beat them in his first career NFL start. In 2 games against Minnesota this year, King completed nearly 67% of his passes for 281 yards per game and 4 TDs against no picks. Compare that to his dismal numbers against the rest of the NFL.
Rams back on the road after last week's loss in Kansas City. Kurt Warner still an innocent bystander with a broken digit. Jeff Garcia, 1 interception in his last 6 games, finds Terrell Owens. 53 yards later, it's 17-14 Niners, second quarter action. Third quarter, Rams down 24-17. Trent Green looking for Marshall Faulk. Tied at 24 on the 19-yard strike. Fourth quarter, Oz Hakeem. We're not at a 24. Hakeem dances out of trouble and puts the Rams in great field position down to the Niners' 31-yard line. A couple of plays later, it's Green. Marshall Faulk lining up as a wideout. No contest. 4 touchdowns on the day. Rams win it 34-24 in a matchup of the 2 best offensive teams in the NFC. St. Louis scored the final 17 points of the game. For the Rams, that's 12 straight wins against NFC West opponents, 4 straight wins against the Niners. 283 of the Rams' 447 total yards came after halftime. Green, in his first start since 1998, threw for 310 yards.
In the time that I've been here in a regular season game, this was the best victory that we've had for a lot of reasons. There was so much adversity around this game to overcome and still win.
When I think about things and I look at it, the things that I do on the field aren't to become the MVP. It's to make this offense go. It's me holding my end of my duties for us to win another Super Bowl.
If there's a better one out there, he must be Superman.
Marshall Faulk becomes just the 5th player since the 1970 merger to record at least 2 rushing and 2 receiving touchdowns in the same game. Oakland's Harvey Williams was the last player to do the honors back in 1997. 3 players accomplished the feat back in 1975. Chuck Foreman, the former great Viking, O.J. Simpson, and the former Penn State Nittany Lion, Lydell Mitchell.
Jets Bills good finisher Vinny Testaverde, slow starter. Bills up 3, second quarter. Testaverde throws the interception to Henry Jones. Jones is gone. Testaverde 2 interceptions and a fumble in the second quarter. Bills were up by 10, 17-7. It was 17-10 in the third. Jets driving. Testaverde 28 for 38, 293 yards, and finds his good buddy Wayne Corbett. So money, and he doesn't even know it. We're tied. Still tied at 17. Bills on the move. Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie threw for 253 yards. Eric Moulds, his 3rd straight 100-yard-plus receiving game, down to the 1. They get a field goal. Bills by 3. Jets driving in the 4th. Just over 2 to go. Testaverde. The screen to Richie Anderson, but look at Sam Coward all over that. Coward also recovered 2 fumbles in this game. Settled for a field goal with the Jets. We're tied. Doug Flutie. His coach would say later he still has the magic to Sammy Morris, who makes a great catch. That sets up Steve Christie to win it from 34 yards away. No worries. Christie makes 3 of 4 field goals, lifting the Bills to the victory. But they lose veteran defensive end Phil Hansen 4 to 6 weeks with a sprained right knee. For Christie, his 3rd game-winning kick in the final minute of the 4th quarter or overtime this season. Moulds ties a club record with his 3rd straight 100-yard-plus receiving game. Bills rookie Sammy Morris, who you saw make that juggling catch, scored on a TD run for the 4th straight game. Flutie and the Bills helped to send the Jets to their first loss in 5 AFC East games this year.
Right now, I'm the number 2 guy. I'm filling in. I'm trying to help us win games until Rob gets healthy. And if they want to make a decision later, they make a decision later. But I'm just happy to get the win.
We're a good team. We can play good ball, but we made ourselves an easy mark. And when you have 4 turnovers like that, then, you know, you make a game close or sometimes provide yourself, even for a good team, too many hurdles to overcome.
To Doug Flutie. Since taking over as Boston College's starter in Game 5 of his freshman season back in 1981, Flutie is now 93-15 as a starter at home if you combine his college and pro career, and we did. A 17-4 mark at BC, a 7-0 record in the USFL, 52-8 in the CFL, and a 17-3 NFL mark, including an 11-3 record in Buffalo.
Dolphins looking to respond from their Monday night collapse, hosting Brett Favre and the Packers. 10-0 Packers, and looking for more Dorsey Levens. 17-0 Green Bay. Levens sat out the second half with a bruised right knee. Dave Wanstead telling Sam Madison, we're still in it. And the Dolphins were. Miami trailing 17-7. Jay Fiedler, Aronde Gadsden. Dolphins down 3. Later in the third, 21-17 Miami. Green Bay punting to Jeff Ogden at his own 19. Left, right, and then down the sidelines. He will go untouched. 81 yards for the score. And Miami, down but not out, stages its own comeback, winning this one. So 6 days after blowing a 23-point lead to the Jets, Miami comes back from a 17-point deficit to beat the Pack. Jay Fiedler, an economical 16 of 25, 158 yards and a touchdown. After completing his first 10 passes, Brett Favre completed only 11 more. After the game, Dave Wanstead credited his team's effort after a short work week.
And it was just a great comeback from a character standpoint. And it also, I told the guys in there that also got me off the hook for letting them practice and sleep in and everything that we did all week.
Yeah, I think it was a big win for us to come back from last week. You know, get that winning feeling back on our side. You know, put us back in the race for the AFC East. You know, 6-2 in the halfway point, which is a pretty good spot to be in.
Let's go inside the numbers. Fiedler improves to 7-2 in his brief career as a starting QB. The Packers fall to 0-3 against AFC East opponents this season. Miami has now outscored its opponents 51-3 in the third quarter this year, 21-0 on Sunday. Lyndon?
Lions visiting the Colts. Peyton Manning coming off last week's perfect quarterback passer rating. Second quarter, it's 16-0 Indy. Manning completed 16 passes. He had 3 touchdowns in the first half alone. That to Ken Dilger. Colts up big at the half, 23-zip. Fourth quarter, 23-11 Colts. Edgerrin James, 139 yards on 31 carries, but Edgerrin coughs it up. One of 3 fumble recoveries for Detroit. Terry Fair, the hero on that play. And that would set up this. At the Colts 5, Charlie Batch goes to work with Herman Moore. Moore, 2 catches, 31 yards receiving. Lions cut the lead to just 5. And Lions will get the ball back, so they have a shot to make something interesting. Charlie Batch. Picked off, though, by David Macklin, the Lions' 4th turnover. And Bobby Ross is simply furious. Colts survive. The win moves Indy into a tie with the Jets and Dolphins for first in the AFC East. This marked the 10th time in just 24 games that Marvin Harrison and Edgerrin James have posted 100-yard performances in the same game. Marcus Pollard with a career-high 74 yards receiving. Indy wins despite 5 turnovers, said Coach Jim Mora. We were very fortunate.
5-2 Giants look for the seasonal sweep of the Eagles. Jim Fossil, the G-Man. 7-0. Second quarter, Kerry Collins to Ike Hilliard, who gets introduced to Mike Caldwell. The sound and the fury. That's football. 1:38 left in the second. Giants 3rd and 5. Collins to Amani Toomer. 14-0 G-Men at the half. Third quarter, same score, and a little history. Brian Mitchell, with this punt return, breaks Dave Meggett's record for career punt return yards. Mitchell now has over 3,700 career punt return yards. G-Men up 17-0. Joe Montgomery says we're up more than that. Giants will win it 24-7. Giants have now defeated the Eagles 8 consecutive times. The Giants' longest winning streak against Philadelphia in over 5 decades. Ron Dane rushed for 93 yards on 25 carries. The Giants outgained the Eagles in total yardage 384-192. Well, Tiger Woods had warned us, but were we listening? Following the 3rd round of the Disney Classic, Woods told the media the final round was not just a 2-man show between him and Steve Flesch. Woods said if conditions were calm Sunday, anyone can shoot a 62 out there without batting an eye. Conditions were calm. Now let's see if Tiger was a prophet. Tiger paired with Steve Flesch. Tiger looking for his 10th win this year. Flesch looking for the first of his career, but somebody forgot about Duffy. Duffy Waldorf starting 6 shots back. But you can't stop Duffy Waldorf. You couldn't even contain him. Birdie 6 of the first 7 holes. He would take the lead at 12. 6th hole for Tiger for par. Pretty much a microcosm of his day. Close but no cigar. First bogey in 110 holes. Shot a 69. Second shot for Waldorf in the 17. A little bit of trouble, but he would 2-putt to save par. 17th hole. It's Flesch for a birdie and a share of the lead. And he visits the bird sanctuary. Goes to -25. 18th hole. Waldorf for the birdie. Waldorf for the lead. Yes, he is the man. Shot a 62. 18th hole. Flesch for a birdie to force a playoff. He liked it when it left the putter, but just hung out there. Duffy Waldorf celebrates with the cast members. Fill in your own punchline. Waldorf, who's 62, was a career low. Began the day 6 strokes off the pace. This is his 4th career win, first this year. Flesch is still winless after 94 starts. Even with his 3rd place finish, Tiger has now finished in the top 3 in 13 of 18 tournaments this year.
I had a good feeling about this week. I never would have thought that I could have won, but I felt like I was going to play well and got myself in a position there after 3 days, but it still knew I needed to come in with a low one today.
Duffy's final round 62 is the best final round score to win a PGA Tour event this season, bettering the 63 that lefty Phil Mickelson shot to win the Colonial back in May. Tiger, Justin Leonard, and Nota Begay each had final day 64s en route to tournament titles this year.
He can meditate to Metallica, but would never knock Enya. He can always be counted on to organize the team Halloween party, and it's a given he'd come as Elvis. He's New York Ranger captain Mark Messier. He and his Ranger teammates have been holed up in Heartbreak Hotel, losing 6 out of their last 7 games. In town hoping to extend that Ranger skid, former Ranger coach Mike Keenan, now behind the bench for the Boston Bruins. Keenan trying to go 2-1 as Boston's head coach. 2-0 Rangers, though. Bruins attacking Jay Henderson. Henderson, the wrister, denied by Mike Richter. 39 stops for Richter. Meanwhile, Rangers shorthanded, but who cares? Theo Fleury, he's fast, and he's on a breakaway. Nice move. puts it by Kay Whitmore. First shorthanded goal of the year for the Rangers. Third period, it's Messier all the time. Messier has someplace else to go. 2 goals and an assist. And Elvis was definitely in the building. Mess, along with Theo Fleury, lead the Rangers with 6 goals this year. Valerie Kamensky with a goal and an assist. Boston drops to 1-2 under Keenan. The Bruins have won just 1 of their last 7 games.
To Carolina for the Hurricanes and the Blues. Blues looking for their 5th straight win in Raleigh. 1-0 Blues, Pierre Turgeon. 3 Hurricane defenders will key on Turgeon. Guess who's left alone? Merely the NHL's leading goal scorer. It's Scott Young. Scott Young has 12 goals this season. 2-0 Blues. 2-1 Blues second period. Bryce Salvador. Archie Urbe saves, but Tyson Nash is there on the rebound. His first of the season. 3-1 Blues. They would add 1 more to win it by the final of 4-1. The Blues win their 5th straight, extend their franchise best start to 8-2-1. Scott Young has a 5-game goal-scoring streak. Carolina's winless streak has reached 5. Still to come in the program, will the Raiders play the role of victims for the winless Chargers? Not if Junior Seau had anything to say about it.
Also ahead, the Seahawks hosted the Chiefs in Husky Stadium with a change in venue, put an end to Seattle's 4-game losing streak.
And the Lakers open up in Portland on Tuesday, but before that, Shaq goes one-on-one with David Aldridge.
Size 8?
Last pair.
This is from that guy right over there. Can't blame the guy for trying.
The cold filtered cool of Miller Genuine Draft. Never miss a genuine opportunity.
Net 1, pearl 2.
Bingo!
Mr. Barkley wins again.
These days, retirement can come sooner than you think. So let Schwab help you set up a tax-deferred IRA rollover account. Come visit us at schwab.com, and we can help you set up your IRA rollover account in just a few easy steps.
You got the upper.
So you can get the most out of your golden years.
Free to move about the country.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Let's put it this way. The Raiders-Chargers rivalry makes the confrontations between Roger Clemens and Mike Piazza look tame, especially when the game is played in San Diego. A year ago, there were so many fights in the stands, even the players took notice. Said San Diego's Junior Seau, it's not going to be a daisy game, even in the throwback powder blue uniforms. Remember, the Chargers went 3-1 when they wore those back in '94. Okay, Raiders up 12-7. Rich Gannon, shovel to Tyrone Wheatley, picked off by Junior Seau. Finally tackled by John Ritchie. John Gruden, the Raiders coach, has seen better. Chargers driving, Junior Seau on his knees, gets up to watch the offense. Jim Harbaugh goes to work. Back to pass. Harbaugh still has some legs, scrambles, looking end zone. Freddie Jones, sweet catch, 13-12 Chargers. And Junior Seau is pumped. Jim Harbaugh loves it. Chargers go for 2. Looking for Jones again, but no good. Still 13-12, though, as the Chargers look for their first victory of the year. Raiders, Rich Gannon, he can pull off a few comebacks. Andre Rison, first down, keeping the drive alive. Later on the drive, Sebastian Janikowski on to try the game-winning field goal. Seau can't watch. This from 24 yards away to win it. And does so. Janikowski, they call him the Polish Cannon, ties a Raiders record with 5 field goals, including a career-high 54-yarder, and the Raiders once again find a way to win a close game, winning 7 of their first 8 games. The Raiders have won 5 straight, and this is the first time they are 7-1 since 1984. San Diego has its worst winless start, 0-8 now, since going 0-11 way back in 1975. Next Sunday night on ESPN, just a reminder, the NFC West takes center stage as the Panthers travel to St. Louis to face the high-powered Rams led by Marshall Faulk. 8:30 Eastern on ESPN, right after NFL Primetime.
Let's go to Seattle for the Seahawks and the Chiefs. Chiefs, after the big win against the Rams, trying to build on that. But down 10-7, Elvis Gerbach to Derek Alexander. Some poor tackling from Willie Williams. Alexander had 2 TDs on the day. Chiefs up 14-10. Seahawks down 21-13 fourth quarter. Ricky Waters on the delayed screen over the middle. 14-yard touchdown. Lead is cut to 2. 2-point conversion attempt. It's John Kitna getting pressured, getting broken up by James Hasty. Under 2 minutes to go, Seahawks trail by 2, and Kitna. Pass is picked off by Pat Dennis. Chiefs hold on to win this one. By the final 24-19, Seahawks have dropped 5 in a row. That's the longest losing streak in Mike Holmgren's head coaching career, a span covering 9 years. Gerbach, who was intercepted a total of 4 times in the Chiefs' first 8 games, was picked off 3 times by the Seahawks. Kitna was also picked off 3 times.
Broncos quarterback Brian Gracie has been arrested and charged with driving under the influence. Gracie was stopped for speeding Saturday night near Denver. He failed a breathalyzer test and was taken to a detox center. The Broncos had a bye this weekend.
He won in Michigan, he won in Indianapolis, and should he win in California, Juan Montoya would become the first driver in open-wheel racing to claim 3 500-mile races in the same year since Al Unser back in 1978. Montoya, who is moving to Formula One next season, was not one of the 4 drivers still in the running for the tightest championship battle in kart's 22-year history, to Fontana, California, in the Marlboro 500. Gilles DeFerrin, the points leader, saying hello. The green flag is out to start the race. DeFerrin jumps out to the early lead. Lap 24, it's Paul Tracy with a problem. His engine blows up and debris goes flying. During the explosion, we're on board with Cristiano D'Amata. D'Amata avoids 2 pieces of Tracy's debris, but the 3rd piece hits D'Amata's tire and then smashes into the wall, breaks the onboard camera. D'Amata's car is wrecked. Both he and Tracy would leave the race, so Tracy would lose his chance at the points title. After 33 laps, the rain came, and the drivers slowed down. There would be a rain delay, and that's the way they would stop on Sunday. This is where they stood when the red flag came out. The race has been rescheduled to resume at 1 Eastern on Monday with 217 laps to complete. Weather permitting, of course, more rain is in the forecast. Gilles DeFerrin is guaranteed the points title with a finish of 3rd or better. Speaking of which, the race for the points title is down to 3 drivers, as Paul Tracy's blown engine Sunday has him out of the mix. DeFerrin, Fernandez, and Breck are the remaining contenders, each one looking for his first series crown. Still to come on the program, he couldn't do it on the ground for a change, but what about through the air? Ricky Williams, his day against the Cardinals coming up.
And Mark Brunelli threw for 231 yards and 3 TDs, but would it be enough for the Jags to beat Dallas and stop their 5-game skid?
Come see why more and more people are taking a look at Toyota now.
So do you like the power that Tundra has?
I love the power. The Tundra, it's able to tow a 19-foot trailer. Got the power where we need it, when we need it. Our dealer experience was great.
The Tundra's wonderful.
It's more than I expected out of a truck.
Come take a look at the powerful savings on the 2000 Tundra, with financing as low as 2.9% for up to 24 months. And Tundra has a powerful iForce V8 engine. With the arrival of the 2001s, you'll want to take a look at your Toyota dealer now.
Looking to deal on a new Ford? Then head west to Bo Boykman West County Ford, because Bo must sell all remaining 2000 model cars, trucks, and vans, like a 2000 Expedition, Auto, Air, Full Power, and more. Clearance price from $31,767. You save over $6 grand. Or round up a 2000 F-150 XLT Super Cab pickup, fully loaded and clearance price from $22,206. Plus, get a no-charge bed liner and get 0.9 APR financing for up to 60 months on 2000 Explorers. Only at Bo Boykman West County Ford, just minutes west of 141 on Manchester. Hurry!
Tomorrow on ESPN. At 7, ESPN's 2-Minute Drill. At 7:30, Monday Night Countdown. At 9, Halloween on Ice. And at midnight, SportsCenter. On ESPN2 at 8, PWBA Bowling. And beginning at 10, SportsCenter profiles two of the NBA's greatest centers, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. And on ESPN Classic at 8, a profile on Lawrence Taylor. At 9, the Bronx Bombers overtake the Braves. And at 11, Classic Sports Reporters. Do you have all the ESPN networks?
The Dave McGinnis era began Sunday when the Cardinals welcomed New Orleans. Yay. Woo. The former defensive coordinator looking on. The Cardinals trailing 7-0. Second and goal, first quarter. Jake Plummer looking for Terry Hardy. First offensive touchdown in the first quarter in the last 24 games. We're knotted at 7. We got ourselves a ball game. Saints trailing 10-7, third quarter. Jake Plummer gets picked off by Keith Mitchell. Oh, but Mitchell's not done. Great individual effort. Saints lead at 14-10. Fourth quarter, same score. That's Jeff Blake looking for Ricky Williams. Didn't have a great day on the ground, but did through the air. 9 catches, 92 yards, a career high for receptions. Takes it down to the 1. Well, he got him there. Now give it to him. That's what he gets paid to do. You would think 24 first downs and 394 yards of offense would be enough against the NFL's top-ranked defense, but the Cardinals were guilty of 4 second-half turnovers. Coach McGinnis said the turnovers murdered that football team, and they didn't deserve to be murdered. Williams could only muster 54 yards against the 30th-ranked rushing defense.
Dallas hosting Jacksonville. Tom Coughlin and the Jags looking to stop that 5-game skid. No score in the first. Tony Brackens literally just crushes Troy Aikman, who had 6 pain-killing shots earlier in this week to his back. He left the game with back spasms. Randall Cunningham, 13-20, 177 yards, sneaks in to tie this game at 17. Tom Coughlin is sick to his stomach. Under 30 ticks to go. Brunell looking deep for R.J. Soward. Brian McNeil is a game saver, knocking the ball down, so we go to overtime. Jags would have the ball 2nd and 6. Brunell hitting Alvis Whitted, who is filling in for the injured Jimmy Smith. Whitted showboating a little too much for me, but he still gets in. 2 TDs for Whitted, and the Jags win in OT. Whitted out of NC State. Fred Taylor now has 3 straight 100-yard rushing games for the first time in his career. And for the first time this year, the Jags don't commit a turnover and don't allow a sack. They came into the game leading the league in both those departments. 2 turnovers by Cunningham led to 10 Jacksonville points.
The SOS was put out. Trent Dilfer trying to rescue the Ravens from themselves. Playing the Steelers, Dilfer fumbles the snap. Steelers recover. This is the first drive of the game. Third quarter, Cordell Stewart is... Jeff Stover field goal, and then it's Cordell Stewart. Hines Ward. Steelers would miss the extra point, and it was a 6-6 game. One last chance for the Ravens, trailing 9-6, 4th and 10 on their own 29. It's Dilfer looking for Ismail. Ravens, 5th straight game without a touchdown. Steelers win this one by the final of 9-6. 5th straight game without a touchdown, a total of 306 minutes, 39 seconds. The Ravens have lost 3 of those 5. Pittsburgh, which produced just 1 TD, has won 5 in a row and moves past the Ravens into 2nd place in the Central. Ravens also lost wide receiver Travis Taylor for 4 to 6 weeks with a broken collarbone. Going to Trent Dilfer at QB didn't help the offense as the Ravens failed to reach the end zone. Baltimore now has the dubious distinction of having tied the 91 Colts for the longest streak without a touchdown since the NFL merger. The Ravens play at Cincinnati next Sunday. The Bengals are the last team the Ravens scored a touchdown against, which was all the way back in Week 4. Speaking of those Bengals, still to come in the program, what would Corey Dillon do for an encore following last week's record-setting day against Denver?
And what do you think? Is Georgia Tech's Kerry Watkins' game-winning one-handed grab against Clemson worthy of our plays of the week? Stay tuned.
Put the food down, walk away, nobody gets hurt.
Think you're tough enough to drive at Tacoma? Join the club. Introducing the double cab with over 5 feet of bed length.
You just can't mess with a man's salad. Word up.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11.
Ish.
Marky, go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. I just get in bed, it's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Craving more taste? More variety? All you need is 99 cents. Check out the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu with 8 items including our Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe, Chicken Tender Sandwich, and tasty jalapeno poppers. Just 99 cents every day.
Hey, number 18. Peyton Manning? Hello? Archie Manning's son? This guy eats, sleeps, and drinks football. He's like, study, practice, study, practice. From the volunteer stages, right? Volunteer to kick some defensive butt. Yeah! And...
No, let me guess. He drinks my stuff, huh?
Booyah! Gatorade. Battle tested, champion approved. But we're not going to finish? Come on, Mike. You can win this hole.
Plays of the Week is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. When the moment comes, will you have what it takes to finish? Gatorade. Is it in you?
Even though the 2000 baseball season is over, the Plays of the Week song this week is baseball related. It's Batter Up by Nelly, of course. Yeah. Even though he won the World Series, you still won't be seeing the Yankees version of Nelly, Jeff Nelson, or former White Sox second baseman Nellie Fox.
Others missing from your picture, former Twins catcher Earl Batty, Duke star Shane Battier, but you'll be batting 1,000 watching the Plays of the Week. Batter up.
Play week.
Please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Don't fry in the kitchen. Please don't burn on the grill.
Dodgy to the end zone again, and it is caught! Touchdown!
But now we're up in the big leagues.
What a play by Yager!
And just as long as we live it, it's lunatic player. It ain't nothing wrong with that.
A home run for Derek Jeter on the first pitch of the game. Swing ground ball up the middle. That makes it through. Base hit center field. Rounding third, heading home is Posada. Here comes a throw by Peyton, and it hits the runner. Fastball as a drive. Center field going back. Bernie Williams and the New York Yankees have won the World Series for the 26th time. Kusta to the end zone for the win. Caught! Northwestern wins it!
But now we're up in the big leagues. My dirty, it's our turn at bat.
Watch it out, Bokun. Perez shoots. Bokun the save. Rebound. Bokun again. And another save.
But now we're up in the big leagues. My dirty, it's our turn at bat. And just as long as we live it, it's lunatic player. It ain't nothing wrong with that.
Plays of the Week is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. When the moment comes, will you have what it takes to finish? Gatorade. Is it in you?
Wow, that tune sounds so familiar. Keyshawn enjoying his first 100-yard receiving game for the Bucs in their win over Minnesota. Just what turned Tampa Bay around?
And he likens himself to Atlas, holding up the basketball world for all to see. Shaq, our Sunday conversation.
Just a bit of magic. Oh, you gotta say it. So like the unexpected, perfectly perfected. Ahead of your head, I said. Our stuff is what dreams are made of. Time to bring it on home.
High-definition television, made possible by Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Oh, just a bit of magic.
I refuse to lose, to be average, to fail. I refuse to die, to be afraid. refuse to be taken. I refuse.
Where the heck is everybody? I'm glad you asked. The success of 3Play from ESPN.com has been tremendous. And now on one of these Nokia mobile phones, you can play just about anywhere. For example, at the country club, dining al fresco, going out to the Hamptons. 3Play from ESPN.com. It's free. It's sports. Give me the briefcase. It's money. Presented by Nokia mobile phones.
This is SportsCenter on ESPN.
Battle of Ohio, Bengals and Browns in Cleveland. Corey Dillon ran for an NFL record 278 yards last week. Hey, same game plan. Dillon waltzes in. 27 carries, 137 yards for Corey. Meanwhile, rookie Travis Prentice stuffed at the line here. Second and goal, Prentice, and the Browns would try again. Stop short again. Third and goal, give it to Prentice again. Who's calling these plays? Hit hard by Billy Granville and Armija Spearman. The Browns would settle for a field goal, but they'd also have to settle for a loss. Bengals win. Akili Smith just 7 of 20 for 84 yards, but that's okay. The Bengals have Corey Dillon. His two-game total of 415 yards, the third highest in NFL history. Only O.J. and the great Walter Payton rushed for more over a two-game span. Cleveland finished the game with just 182 total yards, just 45 more than Dillon alone.
To Atlanta for the Falcons and the Panthers. Fourth quarter, 12-3 Panthers, but here come the Falcons. Jamal Anderson from 2 yards out. It's now 12-10. Panthers next possession. Carolina ball at the 10. Steve Berline. Pass is intercepted. Pass is picked off. The Falcons are in business. 5 minutes to go. 3 plays later, Morton Anderson 31 yards out, and it is Falcons lead at 13-12. That's the way it would end. Falcons bring closure to their losing streak at 5, which equaled their longest losing streak during Dan Reeves' tenure.